So you might say that the Northern Ireland Protocol has transitioned into the Windsor framework. I thought you weren't that keen on things changing their identity.
Look, I'm just glad that we can finally put behind us all of the rancour and confusion and populism that we've suffered.
By suffered, do you mean caused?
Yes, I can't tell you how much I've hated myself over the last few years. There have been days I've looked in the mirror and thought, why are you being so awful, you awful, awful man? But it's on days like this that I realise it's all been worth it.
What has?
I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that today is the greatest day in our proud nation's history. We've finally taken back control.
Can I just be clear? You voted for the Northern Ireland Protocol in the first place.
Yes.
And at the time you said it was a fantastic deal and that we'd finally taken back control.
That's right.
And yet now you're saying that that deal was actually terrible, but the deal we have now is fantastic, and it means we've finally taken back control.
Got it in one.
So why should people believe you this time?
Because this time we've got Get Brexit Done, done.
Even though you said you got Brexit done before.
Yes, but back then we'd only got Brexit done. This time we've got it done.
And you're not going to come back in a year's time and say that we need to get it done?
Well, I can't promise that, not least because done sounds like something from a horror film, which is pretty cool.
So what's good about this deal?
Well, it's great for Northern Ireland. Their goods will have free access to the single market and the British market. The rest of the UK could only dream of that.
They didn't need to before Brexit.
But they won't have to abide by European rules. For example, the EU recently banned titanium dioxide in cakes, whereas everyone in the UK, including Northern Ireland, will still be able to enjoy a sweet treat with as much food whitener in it as they like.
Wasn't that banned because it might be carcinogenic?
That's a small price to pay for more whiteness.
That sounds like one of my election slogans. There have been suggestions that the name Windsor Framework was chosen as a symbolic gesture for unionists.
Well, yes, it's the perfect name.
Because of the royal connotations?
No, because it's clearing up an Eton mess.
The DUP still don't seem very happy.
When do they ever? They like to say no more than every woman I've ever spoken to in a bar. But just for them, we've negotiated the Stormont Break.
What's the Stormont Break?
Something that reminds me of a romantic trip I made to Belfast in the early 90s. I misread an offer on Teletext Holidays and ended up on a very tense weekend.
Thank you, Minister. Next up, as the price of eggs continues to rocket and tomatoes are hard to find, we ask, would now be a good time for the government to call a snap election, as there's less produce around to pelt them with?